Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Prep Talk. I'm Russ Robinson, voice of the Jackson Prep Patriots. Springtime is in the air. Well, we can tell because all the pollen is on the car and everybody's colors pretty much the same colors now. And also the weather, you get a lot of rain and then you don't get any rain. And then some nights it's cold, freezing cold, and some days it's pretty warm. Pretty much a regular spring. And here at Jackson Prep, it's a regular spring too because we've got a lot of spring sports happening here on the campus of Jackson Prep. Of course, the baseball season is in full swing, and they're just real shy now of wrapping up the number one seed for the playoffs that are in the distance, which will give them a bye week and give them a chance to maybe heal up some of the bruises and knocks and all that goes with it. Also, there are other sports taking place, and we've got a coaching vacancy that we're going to have to fill, and we'll probably find out something about that tonight. We got a lot in store for you here on Prep Talk tonight. We're glad that you're with us, and want to let you know that Ryan Groby is producing tonight, and so we want to thank him and all the kids that help make up Prep Talk every week. We'll take a time out, and when we come back, we'll have more of the show in a moment.
There are all kinds of letters we need to remember, like ABC, ESPN. But here are some letters you need to remember as well. GAF. That is the best roofing products on the market today, and that's why David Wilbanks and Elite Roofing use GAF. When you deal with Elite Roofing, you know you are receiving the best product, best installation, and best warranty in the market. Call Elite Roofing at 601-856-9426. So when it comes to your roof, you are the letters
Southern Ag Credit has been financing life outside the city limits for over a century. Whether it's helping families own land they can grow with, or farmers manage the land they grow on, Southern Ag Credit specializes in financing life outdoors. Let us finance your rural dream. Visit us online at southernagcredit.com.
Jennifer Mooneyham and the staff at For the Family Healthcare provide personalized healthcare for all ages in a comfortable environment. With a new address at 112 Lake Vista Place in Brandon near Community Place Retirement Home, it is convenient to residents in both Madison and Rankin counties. Health services include anything from wellness checks to the treatment of acute and chronic illnesses. Visit For the Family Healthcare for all of your healthcare needs. For the Family Healthcare, 112 Lake Vista Place, Brandon, Mississippi.
DeRogue includes an in-store support of clothing, sportswear, and furnishings. They also provide made-to-measure services for suits, sport coats, pants, and shirtings. They have 3 in-house tailors to provide any alterations suitable for your clothing needs.
DeRogue has been dressing men and families in Jackson for over 50 years. Owned by a prep graduate, DeRogue supports Jackson Prep. Come by today and see the latest trends.
Located at 4450 I-55 North, Jackson, or visit our website at therogue.com.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. We got spring sports going on like crazy, and we got baseball just that close to winning it all, and a lot going on the sports world here at Jackson Prep. And who better to talk about that than the man to my right, who is the athletic director, and it's Will Crosby. And Will, I know that we think sometimes that you're really busy in the fall. We don't really know how busy you are in the spring, but I think you're busier in the spring than you are in the fall.
Well, it's a different kind of busy. I mean, fall is busy because of all the sports that are going on. And so just about every single night, except for Wednesday night, we pretty much have a home athletic event in the fall with junior high football, high school football, cross country, girls soccer, fast pitch softball, cross country, swimming. I mean, volleyball. So there's so many sports that go on in the fall, which keeps you busy. And you're just as busy in the spring. It's just a different type of busy because it's really budget, personnel, and planning for the next year.
Right.
So it's you're still busy. You still don't have a ton of time. You're just dealing with different things.
Well, and you mentioned personnel and coaching. And of course, we got the resignation from Tim Wise, who's going back home to Memphis, and what a job he did here. And
yeah.
I tell you that the last game that he dissected Clinton Christian was just amazing. But then you've got some pretty big shoes to fill there. I would, if I were you, and I'd never be you, okay, I would look for somebody that had been associated with the program at some point that knew Coach Wise and knew those kids, and I think that's kind of what we've done.
Yeah, it is. And you're right. First of all, we're going to miss Coach Wise. Happy for him and his family and the opportunity that he's getting to go back home and be around family and being around, he still has a parent living. Rachel, who is also from Memphis, her parents are living. Their son Luke lives in Memphis. One of their daughters lives in Nashville. So a lot of family ties that brings them back to Memphis or around Memphis. So and a great opportunity at ECS. So happy for Tim. Really sad for Jackson Prep, because you're right, he did a fantastic job for us, and you always hate to lose good people. But we have in hiring Zach Allison, we feel like he's going to be a great fit. He's going to continue the winning tradition that Coach Wise has set. He's going to do it in a different way. They got along great, and Zach was Tim's assistant. But Zach has a basketball mind of his own, and Tim will be the first to tell you that he's going to do a lot of things differently, but they're going to be good, and I think the kids are going to really enjoy having him.
Well, and speaking of the kids, Zach really has an advantage, having been here before under Tim, has coached a lot of these kids, and this class that's coming up is pretty basketball rich. I was going to a lot of the JV games because I'd travel with Bobby, and he'd get there early and set up and do the JV. That's a pretty good team coming up to be on the varsity next year.
Yeah, we're excited on what we have coming back. As always, you lose some good seniors, but we've got a good nucleus coming back and some good young ones coming up. And from a player development standpoint, I know that's a big importance to Zach. And that's the way we try to run our entire athletic program, is player development. We take who we have and we try to make the most of them, and I know that's important to Zach, and he'll do a great job with that.
Well, if we're into player development, you may want to go over there to that new building over there with these little kids over there and start doing the tiny tot thing.
That's right. You can't start too early.
Can't start too early. So we got basketball ready to go, and when will he be here? In the summer?
He'll officially start June 1. He's going to spend a lot of time down here in the spring, a couple of days a week. Yeah, exactly. And he'll spend a couple of days a week in the spring with practices, workouts, whatever. He will be on campus tomorrow morning to meet with the team and all the players in the program. So I know he's excited about that, meeting with them and meeting with the coaches and hitting the ground running.
This whole sports thing, we always talk about it in baseball, because we always say, Will's going to have to go out and get some more plywood there to put some more years up there. Some years have been closer than others. Some we've run away with it. Some has come down to the last baseball game. It was over at JA. I remember that year. This year we've really got a challenge ahead of us, because our other spring sports like track, golf, and tennis may not be as strong as they have been in years past. And it seems like, to me, we need some help from some other teams in our conference, if you know what I'm saying, to kind of spoil one of the teams that we're fighting for that spot.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, it is. It's going to be a real challenge to win the All Sports this year from where the point standings are right now. It's going to be a challenge. It's certainly not impossible, and it's definitely not mathematically impossible. But MRA has had a fantastic year, and they're sitting in a really good spot right now, point-wise. But that's why you play out the rest of the spring, and we'll do our best in all of our sports, and I know our kids will perform to their best, and what happens from there.
Well, I know golf is a crazy game. It is for me. So you never know what happens when they get out there on that championship.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You never know. And that's exactly what happened with golf last year.
Mm-hmm.
We were not favored to win the state championship last year, and our guys had a great day. They all had a great day on the right day and won a state championship. So I think that instilled some belief in them this year, knowing that they can do it again this year.
Coach Goodwin comes on the scene last year, probably one of the best sports stories in the state in high school sports in a long time. Came in and inherited a team, turned the program around, got us in there. A lot of people are looking at us again this coming year. We loaded coming back. We like to think we are, and I like to think we are. But We got some great kids, but he comes. I've seen him in a lot of basketball games. I've seen him in a lot of baseball games. He has his chair or something over there. I think they have a bullpen for all those coaches over there now.
That's
They
right.
sit over
That's
there.
right.
But it's really great to see him and these other coaches out there supporting these other sports.
Well, Coach Goodwin is a lot like a lot of our coaches. You mentioned we have a lot of our coaches that come to a lot of different sporting events just to come and watch, and not only support their colleagues, but support the kids that may also be in their program. And I think that speaks to, one, the caliber of people we have coaching, but also I think it speaks to the fact that we have coaches that support our student athletes playing other sports.
Yes.
And that's important here. We encourage that. We encourage multi-sport participation if that's what the athlete and the family wants. And we have coaches that support their athletes competing in other sports, which only makes everybody better.
Well, here's to hoping you have to buy some more paint for that all sports trophy number out there. But
That's right.
Will, I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. I've worked with a lot of ADs, none better than you, and you just keep everything going and keep everything smooth. And not a bad interview either. You know, if the day job doesn't work out for you, maybe we could use you on the communication side.
Well, things are a little calmer in here, so maybe I'll do more of this.
Maybe not a bad idea. Will Crosby, the athletic director here at Jackson Prep, as the Patriot athletic teams left, are trying to get the Patriots another all sports trophy. Can they do it? Well, I'd hang around for a couple of weeks and find out. We'll take a timeout. More of Prep Talk coming up in just a moment.
Part of the enjoyment for me is interacting with patients.
I feel like we form a close bond with the patient as they're going through their ailment, their surgery, and their recovery.
As well as the new building, we now have our own physical therapy and our own surgery center.
I think sometimes you take for granted how vulnerable patients are. Enormous amount of trust they're putting in us to do the right thing.
You want the people you're operating on to trust you, you want to become friends with them, and you want them to have a good outcome.
Here at Capital Ortho, we look forward to seeing you and treating you.
Since 1968, Ewing & Ray has been leading the way as the area's premier foundation repair company. With our state-of-the-art equipment, licensed professional engineers, and certified technicians, we are able to ensure the right solution with the best warranty in the business. Whether you have drainage problems, need foundation repair, or need a specialized foundation system installed, for over 50 years, Ewing & Ray is a trusted source to ensure your home or business is safe and stable for years to come. Contact us today by visiting our website or giving us a call.
You haven't had good chicken until you've had Super Chicks. Super Chicks is made with 0 preservatives, 0 phosphates, and 0 dyes. There are many sauce options and a fresh new frozen custard every week. Everything is made 100% cooked to order, so it's very fresh. There's also many fry options such as salt, rosemary pepper, sweet, and Cajun. And don't let me forget the loaded fries. Super Chicks is a great place for prep friends and family to connect after events. And it's so good.
The Tire Depot, with locations on Old Fannin Road in Brandon and on Terry Road in Byram, they're your neighbors and they appreciate your business. More than just a tire store, they offer alignments, brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, shocks, struts, leveling kits, and a whole lot more. They are family owned and operated. All of their techs have 20 years or more of experience. The Tire Depot, owned and operated by a Jackson Prep family. Welcome back to Prep Talk. You know, it's been years and years and years since I played, but back then, athletes got kind of a knock because they didn't do well in the classroom, but they really did well on the field. Well, you know, a lot of that's changed over the years. And here at Jackson Prep, that's not true at all. As a matter of fact, Eliza Hollingsworth and Wells Jordan put a piece together tonight for Prep Talk talking about the athletes that are in Mu Alpha Theta, which is an honors math society that our athletes are in. So take it away, folks.
So right now we are at a Mu Alpha Theta convention. There's a big math scavenger hunt going on, a big whodunit. And in the audience today, there are a couple of Prep's most renowned athletes. We've got Nathan Warren, we've got Will Upton, Luke Segrist. We've got some of our greatest athletes and mathletes sitting right in this room, actually, as we speak. We have Lytle Moore coming up right on your left, your right. We're here with Lytle Moore. world famous athlete and mathlete. Lytle, what sports do you play?
Tennis and maybe basketball.
Maybe basketball. Now tell me, you're in Mu Alpha Theta, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever won any crazy math awards, anything like that?
I wouldn't call any math award crazy, to be honest. But I've won a few, I think. Not sure.
Okay, so how do you balance your time in this math society with, how do you balance that with your sports? Does it really take over?
Yes.
Well, how do you do both? Lytle, how do you do both?
I don't sleep.
There we go. Lytle doesn't sleep.
Oh, that's all right.
We've got Alan Rebick coming up to talk to us. Alan, you're a part of Mu Alpha Theta.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are your duties for Mu Alpha Theta? What do you do here?
I took a test and did a team competition. That's pretty much it.
You play football, right?
Yeah.
You play any other sports?
Baseball.
Football and baseball. Okay. So tell me, how do these two things, how do they work together? Math and sports, do those ever get complicated? Do you ever have to commit more to one than the other?
No, I usually make it work, whatever goes on. Like today, I'm about to probably leave early from this and then go to baseball practice.
What Lytle told me was that to get his sports done and do his math, he doesn't sleep. Is that what you do too?
Probably get about 6 hours of sleep. So yeah, I don't sleep too much.
So you'd say you balance these out pretty evenly?
Pretty well, yeah, for the most part.
How much time would you say you dedicate to sports compared to the time you dedicate to the Mu Alpha Theta Society?
Probably about like per day.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 1.5.
3 to
3 hours.
3 to 0.
3 to 0. So we're not spending as much time on math, are we?
No.
Should we be though?
We're about to see.
We're about to see.
We're about to see. And how do you think prep is doing in this math scavenger hunt?
We're about to see.
We are about to see. I haven't done anything this scavenger hunt.
Oh, the scavenger hunt? Yeah, I haven't done anything either.
We better hope we win some trophies, right?
I'm guessing we're going to come in second.
Now, what's more important, a math trophy or a basketball trophy?
Basketball trophy.
Yeah, football is a little bit more important than this.
Yeah, to me at least.
Yeah,
Oof.
to me too.
What makes you think that sports are more important than math?
Because we got too many math trophies already.
I like sports better.
All right, you heard it here. That's what we got today.
So, I'm here with Thomas Golf. Thomas Golf, what sports do you play?
I play football.
You play football, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you also do anything math related, such as Mu Alpha Theta?
Yes, I believe I am in that group, and I enjoy it very much.
What are the similarities to sports at Mu Alpha Theta?
Man, it's just a really big commitment. I enjoy both thoroughly, furthering my academic career and my athletic as well.
If you had to say that you do one over the other or focus on one more, which one would it be?
Oh, definitely Mu Alpha Theta. I really love me some math.
If you could say how many hours you work on Mu Alpha Theta per day, how many would that be?
Too many to count.
7 or 8?
At least.
At least. Okay. That's pretty great. What about sports? How many hours do you spend on sports?
Probably like 0.
No sports? You just do Mu Alpha Theta?
Just math.
Well, if Mu Alpha Theta helps you in sports, then that could help. Does Mu Alpha Theta ever help you?
Yeah, so
achieve
it translate us over. So that's why I don't focus on sports.
So how does it translate?
It just makes me much more intelligent.
Okay, so let's say you're about to hit somebody. Do you think about the angle that you're going to hit them at, or maybe cosine and tangent?
Oh yeah, working 7 to 8 hours a day on Mu Alpha Theta, it kind of just, I'll be walking around and then I make sure to get the correct angle so I can get there as quick as possible, and same goes for football. So
awesome.
It just connects in the brain.
So what's the Pythagorean theorem?
A squared plus b squared equals c squared, my brother.
You really are in Mu Alpha Theta. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today I'm here with
John Woods Hollowell.
Now, John Woods, are you a member of Mu Alpha Theta?
Yes, I am.
And do you play any sports?
I play baseball.
Okay, so we're here with John Woods Hollowell. He plays baseball, and he's in Mu Alpha Theta. So tell me, John Woods, how much time would you say it takes you to be in this Mu Alpha Theta club? I mean, how much time does that take out of your regular day?
Not much time.
Now, how much time does baseball take?
A lot of my day, probably 3 hours.
Okay, so what is it like to be an athlete who's also in a math club?
It's not that bad. Just got to balance it pretty well.
Feel like a Troy Bolton kind of, you're doing two activities at once. You're kind of, you're in some math, you're in some baseball. You ever use math for your baseball?
Yes, I do for like averages, like numbers and like batting average, ERA, all that stuff.
So whenever you're looking at stuff, all that math comes in handy.
I have to add and subtract and divide numbers all the time.
So it's helpful.
It is very helpful.
Well, there you go.
Andy Brown, so do you do sports and Mu Alpha Theta?
I sure do.
I see that you're on your way to class right now. How do you balance both class and sports?
It's tough, Just get home and I'm exhausted due to early morning weights, but it's life of a Jackson Prep student.
Do your sports coaches ever get on to you for maybe not making the cut in a math assignment?
Not making the cut. Every now and then.
Yeah. So, what do you put more time into if you had to decide which one?
Definitely sports because
sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball and football season right now, so
Wow.
sports.
Well, you heard it here first. Thank you, Andy Brown.
Yep.
Let's interview Chris really quick. Let me interview Chris.
I'm not videoing you.
Hey, Eliza. Eliza. I'm gonna interview Chris. And then we're gonna get you a nice piece of note paper, and you're gonna pretend that you're working. Okay. All right. I'm here with Chris Maddox. Chris Maddox, do you play any sports?
Yeah, I play baseball and basketball.
So, along with baseball and basketball, do you have any curricular activities such as math, Mu Alpha Theta?
Yes, I am in Mu Alpha Theta, and I think it's great.
Do you have to work with both Mu Alpha Theta and sports throughout the day?
Yes, it's a lot to juggle, but I'm able to manage it really well with Miss Van Newton and the baseball and basketball coaches.
Do the baseball and basketball coaches in this venue never get at odds because you have to do two things?
Not that I know of, but sometimes Coach Hebner will get mad at us if we're acting up in math class.
Okay, so they do kind of relate. Do you ever use math in sports?
Yes. Every time I shoot the basketball, I calculate the trajectory as to where it's supposed to go.
Wow. Well, thank you very much.
Of course.
Do you think you could sit down and pretend you're steady?
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Sometimes opportunities begin where the road ends, where pavement fades to gravel and the sounds of the city scatter in the breeze. This is life outside the city limits, made possible by financing from Southern Ag Credit. From farmstead to homestead and everything in between. Apply for your rural loan today at southernagcredit.com.
Hi, Chuck Smith here from Smith Brothers Body Shop. Smith Brothers has been proudly serving the Jackson metro area since 1946. We consider you to be our friend to ensure the best experience possible. If you've chosen a body shop in the past because they were right around the corner and had a bad experience or you've been treated poorly elsewhere, come see what a difference quality service can make at Smith Brothers Body Shop. Call us at 601-353-5217. At Smith Brothers, you're more than a number. Smith Brothers Body Shop, the best from us to you.
Visit your local Dunkin' at 403 Riverwind Drive in Pearl.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. There's one of the biggest responsibilities of any school is to put coaches out there on the athletic fields that can get our kids ready to compete. Well, no one did that better, in my opinion, last year, coming on into a new situation than Doug Goodwin, who came on to be our new head football coach here at Jackson Prep. And what a year it was. Last week I had a chance to catch up with Coach Goodwin and talk to him a little bit about last year, but more importantly, this year.
Hello, I'm Jason Womack with Womack Auto Sales in downtown Brandon.
We've been here for 25 years serving the community, and we plan on being here for another 25 years.
Came to Womack in Brandon. I was looking for a Tahoe. Walked in, the folks were good to me. Hey, look how I ended up leaving. New Tahoe.
Womack's Auto Sales helped me finance the truck of my dreams.
Come out and take a look at our new facility and meet our staff.
Take exit 56 to downtown Brandon. And remember, at Womack's, your job is your credit.
At Community Bank, we're always by your side. From keeping your money secured to making payments a breeze.
Hey, do you have a medium in the pantry? Right here. It's $24. Enjoy the show.
And giving you peace of mind when you need it most. So you can get back to enjoying the show. Community Bank, a bank like no other.
Welcome back to Prep Talk as we continue our series here at Jackson Prep on talking about spring sports. And although it's not a competitive sport in the spring, it is pretty competitive. And I'm talking about spring football, which has come out. And Coach, this is a time where a football player can make his move and show a coach, hey, I can do this.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, that's what spring football is all about. It's about teaching fundamentals and getting the base too deep on your offense, defense. But more than anything, it's about development. You know, it's about taking the 10th grader that didn't play a whole lot last year, and he's grown a good bit over the off season, and now's his time to show us what he can really do.
Since this will be your second spring practice,
right?
Okay, you got here last year here for spring practice.
That's correct.
Did you make any changes this year to spring practice than what you did last year?
No, we really didn't. You know, we're going to the same format. We start May the 1st, and we're going 4 days the first week. We will be without our baseball players and without our track guys and our track coaches. So we're a little shorthanded that first week, but to get in the right amount of days, we got to start. That's about as late as we can start. So we're going to go 4 days that first week, and then after that first week, we'll get our track guys and our track coaches back, and we'll go 5 days the second week. The third week, we'll go 3 days. We'll have an off day because we have exams on Friday, and we'll let them get ready for that. And then on Friday afternoon, we'll have a inter-squad game.
Let's certainly hope the baseball players are continuing to play.
No,
I hate it
right.
for football, but we want those guys to keep going.
Yeah.
What is the biggest challenge that a sophomore has coming into spring football for the first time ever?
I think it's just the willingness to accept their role and to know that maybe I won't get to play a whole lot this year unless I'm really advanced, but I'm building for the future. You know, a lot of guys, we're in such an instantaneous society that everybody wants everything right now, and nobody's really not a lot of people are not willing to work for what lies ahead, but you know, football is like farming. You plant the seed, and you got to do a lot of work, and then you harvest it later on. So it's not an instantaneous deal for most people.
You know, when I played, we had 11 wide receivers out for spring football. I was number 11. And you're right. I mean, you have to look at the future and say, well, this kid's gone in a year, and these two guys are gone in 2 years. If I work, and so I really worked on running routes. I wanted to be the best. I knew I wasn't the fastest, and so I wanted to run the sharpest routes because I saw the coaches, and the coaches would get excited when a route was run perfectly.
Well, if you're a receiver and you get open and you catch the ball when it's thrown to you, then you're gonna find playing time. I mean, there's going to be a way to get you in the game. And you know, you mentioned 11 receivers. Last year we had 26 defensive backs, and so we got into a situation last year where, when we got up big, we had that running clock thing, which I hate the running clock because you can't get these guys that deserve a chance to play because they've been working, that you really want to get in the game, enough playing time to really keep some of them interested. So, you know, I think that's a real challenge for 10th graders is being patient and knowing that you might not be reaping rewards right now, but your day's coming down the line.
You know, Coach, tackling has changed a little bit over the years, and not to the good, I think, for defensive backs because they're tackling with their shoulders now more than we ever did. I mean, we were always taught to put that hat right there, you know, and take them down. How do you approach the tackling in that secondary that you were just talking about?
Yeah, we do a tackling circuit all year long. We do a tackling circuit every other day, and we work on technique. We work on keeping our face out of it and keeping our head out of it. We still want to get our head across, across the body and not let them run through arm tackles. But,
Right.
It's just a matter of stressing it in practice every day and being really cautious. I mean, of a mind to do it the right way. Tackling everybody thinks football is a dangerous game, but if you do it really right, then accidents do happen sometimes. But it's really a safe game because you have pads to protect you, a helmet that protects you. You play on a soft surface usually. So, if you do it right, then it's pretty safe to play.
Do you get a chance to, in spring, run any 2-minute drills to kind of get them ready for what's coming in the fall?
No, we really don't concentrate on 2-minute offense in the spring. We do that on Thursdays in the fall when we do it through our game situations on Thursday, day before the game. But in the spring, all you're really trying to do is teach the basic fundamentals of the offense and the defense, and try to get as much as you can in. And then throughout the summer, we will install everything basically on offense and defense that we will do throughout the season. And then it's my philosophy that you get it all in the forefront, and then as the season progresses, you tweak it, and you don't have to all install anything really new throughout the season. So most of the learning has taken place during spring ball and throughout the summer.
You got a kind of a unique problem this year in the fact that Paxton Thompson has gone on. He's going to be playing in Awamba. Really excited for that young man. They have an offense that just fits his game, so that's great. But you got to find another quarterback somewhere in this group, and I'm sure there's front runners one day, and then there are guys that come from behind one day, and it should be a healthy competition. Probably starts now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, but I think right now, we have 2 or 3 guys that are going to line up and play quarterback, but Billy Puckett is really the front runner by a large margin. If we played today, he would definitely be our guy, and had we not had to play, if Paxton had gotten hurt in the Hartfield game last year, which he did, and Billy was ready to step in and play that week, but Paxton played for us, which was a credit to him. But were we actually forced to play with Billy that week, then I had all the confidence in the world in him that he would do a great job, and I really think he's going to be a really good quarterback for us for the next 2 years.
When you win a state championship, those seniors go on, obviously, and the spring practice group comes up. How much of last year's excitement, last year's team, last year's championship rubs off on this group?
I think it probably lasts about 2 weeks in the weight room, as when you first get back. We
started to hurt a little bit.
We took about 2 weeks off after the championship game, and then we started back really before Christmas vacation. And for the first 2 weeks or so, we were a little lackadaisical in the weight room. We were kind of still feeling it a little bit, but once we got back from Christmas break and we got back into our routine, and the guys have been really working hard, and so our routine has been kind of unique this year with compared to years in the past, where in the morning we've always lifted in the morning. So in the morning, our own football only guys are doing a lot of speed development during the morning. Our 2 sport guys are lifting, and then in the afternoon during our fixed carrier, our 2 sport guys are going to practice, and our football only guys are lifting. So we've gotten in a lot of work this winter. So I hope it's going to help our development a good bit.
So you really don't mind a kid playing 2 or even 3
Oh,
sports?
I encourage it. I want guys to play as many sports as they possibly can, because success breeds success, and competition is competition no matter what you're trying to do. So I want our guys only go through high school one time.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they want to be a baseball player and a football player and a basketball player or a golfer, we got guys that play 3 sports. I'm all for it. I just need them to get the work in. As long as they're willing to get the work in and do what needs to be done, I'm all for it, because I want every sport to be successful. And so far this season, we won football, we won over on basketball, and I definitely expect us to win baseball. So, looking forward to watching
one of your boys went yard last night, Peyton Puckett, who really came on and had what I thought was a real solid last 5 games of the season in the position you put him in. Goes yard, hits the home run last night, and he's going to be one that you get back.
Yeah, he started slow with baseball at the beginning of the year, but he was a first-time starter, and he's gotten better and better as the season goes on. I'm really proud of him, and and I love watching our guys play baseball.
Yeah, I saw you coming down with your chair and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
last
I know
night.
this
And
man.
I think it's great that the coaches come out. You know, they had their own bullpen.
Oh yeah, we got a good group down there.
Great seats, by the way.
Great seats, and it's entertaining.
But you've got the spring coming up, and the weather should be much better than it will be in July, I would think.
Yeah, well, that's one benefit of going late in the season, late in the spring, is that the weather's usually better toward the end of school instead of going early in the semester. You know, we're only going to miss track guys for a week, and
Right.
we're going to miss some baseball guys, you know, probably the whole time, but that's okay because we get a lot of work done in the summer, and they'll catch up pretty quickly.
Got to ask you before we leave, what is the progress on Lake Womack's injury?
He looks good. You know, he's been released by the doctor to do most everything that we're doing. He's been lifting and running, doing the speed work for a couple of months now. So, you know, he's making progress, and I expect him to just get better and better as time goes on.
He's going to have a big year, isn't he?
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, and Cole Gideon back there as well?
Cole back there as well, and looking forward to getting a ninth grader named Thomas Oswald Hewitt back up. He really runs good, and so I think we'll have a little bit more depth at running back this time than we had last time.
That'll be good. Well, I'll tell you what, you can't top last year's excitement unless you win it this year. So don't throw the gauntlet down early, but it all starts out here in the spring here at Jackson Prep, and you know, we're all glad at Prep that you're here, Donna's here, and
thank you.
That y'all have really embraced Jackson Prep. And seriously, I mean, you got a tough schedule. Sometime else we'll get into the schedule, but it's no walk in the park. I can tell you that right now. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But spring practice coming up here for the Jackson Prep Patriot football team, and we want to thank Coach Doug Goodwin for coming in and talking with us tonight on Prep Talk. We will take a timeout. More Prep Talk continues here on JacksonPrep.live in a moment.
16 speakers, 272 horsepower.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Ferguson and Associates Architecture is a new generation architectural firm that combines state-of-the-art ideas and solutions with years of experience managing demanding projects. As a full-service architecture firm, Ferguson and Associates provides a complete range of architectural services. They plan, design, and manage the build. From creative concept to ribbon cutting, they're there to ensure your success. Visit their website at fergusonarchitecture.net for more information or contact them directly at 601-607-7933.
Rainey's Carpet Care is a locally owned and operated business that's been providing quality service to Central Mississippi since 1986. They offer 24-hour emergency water damage services, mold and mildew treatment, carpet care, pet odor removal, air duct cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, Oriental rug cleaning, carpet stretching and repair, upholstery cleaning. They offer it all. Visit them online at Rainey'sCarpetCare.com or call today at 601-956-1515.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. That's going to put a wrap on another edition of Prep Talk. You know, Prep Talk has evolved over the years to where we are tonight. We started out in small restaurants, and it just grew and grew. And then we decided, it was mainly a football program back then, and we decided that there was a lot of other sports at Prep that needed to be talked about. And so we have worked hard at bringing you the information that you'd like to know. So that all sports trophies hanging around out there, we don't know if we can get to it, but we're going to give it a shot. Till next week, so long, everyone.